Okay. Right. Oh boy. This is weird. Oh, I've made 12 months of videos and yet sitting down to make one video is really daunting. Okay, am I in focus? I don't know. My camera doesn't have a flip out screen. This is all guesswork. Let's just hope I can do this in one go and not 3. Do I start with my old intro? Ni hao! Gosh, no, that sounds awful. Then again, so would good day, mate. But let's just go with no intro. How do you do this? Midway through December, I was having a bit of a text with my Australian pals about my plans for Cramps December. Sorry. Yes, I'm being informed this is where I'm meant to plug the series that's consumed the last 12 months of my life. Okay, just one moment. You're welcome, by the way. This video is originally titled, I've never lived in China, ? Gone wrong. Because I thought that my reintroduction back into making normal videos needed some clickbaity goodness, but you know, moral codes or whatever. This title purely became a thing because of Keely, who I was talking to about some of the many secrets that happened behind the scenes of Cramps, and she called me a fraud. Thus, redheadafraud was born. So I thought, to try and get myself back into doing this whole thing, I thought I would have a bit of a chat about all the things I may or may not have lied to you about, and just general behind the scenes stuff of what's happened throughout Cramps, and some bonus cringy things from very, very early videos of mine. So let's take that journey. I think one of the biggest things which contributed to how well the narratives played out within each month, it's the fact that there were times throughout each of the months where I would cut events during the month at different times. So for example, back in October when I went and surprised Keely and Stella and Jaden, in the video that was in chapter 2 of that month. I cut it into chapters. Really, I saw them 2 days into my visit to Australia. I saw them almost immediately, purely because you can't keep a secret of you being in a different country that long. But I made it look like it was longer because it just worked better in the whole series of things. I think the biggest change in timeline that I did do was, in fact, in December, because I saw Mary in January. So really that happened in the new year, and I am a massive liar. Oh, drama alert. If I didn't put that in, I have a feeling it would have ended very, very differently. It does go to show that a lot of what you see is not what happens in real life. With all that said, I think 8 out of 10 for reliability. Right, let's move on. I didn't tell anyone about my YouTube channel for a solid 2.5, 3 years. I would bring my camera everywhere. My biggest worry was people were going to get really suspicious as to why I would film everything. So it became a very elaborate story that I made up, that I was making the most elaborate birthday video for Stella that just featured lots of China and lots of my friends. People seem to buy it. I've not been told by anyone yet that they knew what was going on. Anyone that I know that is watching this, if you did know what was going on, please let me know. I want to know if those lies actually worked. I think they did, because no one really cottoned on, or no one really cared. One of the two. I think one of the biggest things behind the scenes of Cramps for the first 6 months and then a couple of months in the latter half of the year was that whenever I wasn't holding the camera, for the most part it was my sister Eliza, who you didn't really get to see much of until December because she kind of just stayed behind the scenes. My sister has been one of the biggest parts of Cramps actually, because she for the most part be holding the camera when I wasn't holding it myself, so mad props to Eliza. She also, oh, drama alert, Erica is a fraud. I did not design my little icon picture thing. That is all my sister. She's a good un. I'm a liar, but she's a good un. Speaking of Eliza being a great help, there's a video where I did my first Q&A. I sat directly in the sun at noon, and most people will know that you do not film at noon because the sun is really, really high in the sky and the shadows are ugly. I sat out there in the garden. Now, if you look really closely in that video, you can see that I have what can only be described as a shadow of a Batman face mask over my eyes. Now, this Batman mask thing is actually Eliza standing on the edge of our pool doing this with the sun so as to just shield my eyes so I didn't squint through the video. I refilmed that Q&A just so I could have someone there covering my eyes. You can see it now, can't you? Oh, I feel so bad for Eliza, but she did get her revenge because I filmed a video talking about Harbin and how cold it is over there because it's -30 degrees Celsius. And I decided to do a skit thing were describing how cold it was, like it was a slap in the face. And I got Eliza to repeatedly slap me in the face over and over again, and she loved that. She absolutely loved it. Okay, I have to wrap this up because I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, but I think for the most part, I've not been too fraudulent. There have been moments, but you know, we'll forgive them because storytelling. This has been fun. We should do this again. How do I end these things? I will see you. I'm not gonna see you next week. Why was I even gonna try and say that? I'll see you when I see you. I'm not even gonna say bye. I'm just gonna do this.